making a video here about gaslighting. Now, I will make another video about my complex. There's more developments there, but we'll just say this: they they say they just want their money, um, but they said that I left a voicemail that they claim that I cursed. I mean, I may have. I don't think it was them. I think it was the VA. A couple of people that keep screwing me over at the VA. Yes, I did. I did swear on the voicemail. Unprofessional, poor witness of Christ. But you know what? When you're being gaslit again and again and again and again, sometimes by the same people, you'll explode, and your attitude will become bitter, and you'll leak negativity, stuff that you've held in, trying to sublimate it so that you could remain positive. And yeah, I did that. I didn't realize to them, but I did leave a voicemail and said that I hate them because for 3 years that front office has ignored all kinds of racist retaliation against me. They've ignored they people in the back of our complex destroyed our Saab, and now they're doing the same thing to our Ford. Dings all over it, keying it, letting air out of the tires. So, and they claim that their video cameras can see everywhere, and I don't trust them because they're not doing anything to protect people in here, especially my family. So I think the cameras are meaningless. And when you have cameras that are so tethered, their only source of internet is an air-based tether to a Wi-Fi extender. Don't expect miracles from that network, especially when there's a ton of hackers and gangs that have hacker friends and religious groups that have hackers inside of them that live inside the complex, especially in the rear. So, and they don't listen to me, they never have. So they say because of that expletive, the curse word that I used, I was disrespectful. They've been so disrespectful to me for 3 years, and they want to throw that in my face. They're always rude. They hang up on people all the time. They're aggressive, and yeah, so I may be evicted for that. It's just trying to shift hands. Hot potato. Just put it in a different hand. So that being said, I don't trust them at all. This complex has never been good to us. As a matter of fact, here, like I said before, there's a ton of racism here. Nobody does anything about it. There's only a couple of families we talk to. Generally, it's just one or two families that are not black back here. Um, they have delivery people, maintenance, contractors um, that are Caucasian or Arab or Tejano. Um, Other than that, it's just us. Um, any of the Caucasian families that have moved in here that we know, they always leave. But generally, either forced out, evicted for something, or or they get bullied the heck out of and they leave on their own. So that being said, this video isn't about them. There's so much potential here, but until this property management company gets its head on right, treats people right, ends the corruption and the RICO type attitudes. Yeah, RICO. Those of you educated will know what I'm talking about. Then things will never change here. And it's an investment opportunity, but with poor leadership. And I'll say that even they retaliate, which they're probably planning right now. Oh yeah, this was also one day after my other video that I posted about things going on, and showed some of the stuff we have to deal with that's not repaired. This was one day after that. So I'm so sick of people who retaliate. All they do is retaliate. They don't fix things. They don't repair. They don't build bridges. I'm sick of dealing with people like this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of confrontational people. I'm sick of people trying to, you know, cross the boundary as much as possible or get as close to it before, forcing me to take some kind of legal or protective measure. I'm sick of people like that. I'm sick of it. You know, this is what cops have to deal with. But I'm not a cop. This is what people in the military have to deal with. But because of Saginaw, I never returned back to active duty. And now with crappy health, can't. But yeah, I despise this city, all the things that have happened to my family. I know there may be a few good people here, but the problem is, like what Benjamin Franklin said, when good people speak nothing of evil, it's a great outrage. Benjamin Franklin, one of our fathers. But yeah, I should have returned to active duty. That was the plan. That's why I have so many graduate degrees now. That was the plan until, had one provider after another that didn't take care of my health. Had so many didn't take care of my health, and a couple that didn't take care of my daughter's health, one after another. If they looked at something or diagnosed it, they would make a promise and they wouldn't follow through. Or if they did make a promise and they actually prescribed something, um, they would stop at that point, not trying to find a way to um, you know, gain ground on good health. You don't make things reversed. Nothing. I mean, which is common. That last part is very common in American medicine. They don't look at root causes. It's very common. They don't try to change root causes. They treat the symptoms. But the other stuff, bad providers, retaliation, I don't know, community organizing against us, I don't know. We're certainly seeing a pattern there. But this video is about all of that gaslighting. People complaining because you use a curse word or because you file too many complaints about the same thing. Somebody actually told me that, yeah, you just complain about the same thing. Yeah, because nothing is changing. They have another video from the VA from their director, electronically signed. What, he can't sign it with his own hand? Probably because he's not here. Um, Maybe he's running a couple of VAs, which obviously is showing that his leadership is being stretched too thin. Because in Saginaw, it's akin to kids running amok without parents. Kind of like stuff happening in Michigan. Some of the governor's departments, like kids running amok without parents. Some of Gretchen's kids, especially at MDHHS, like to retaliate and make trouble and toy with people's benefits. I have another letter in the mail today. We'll see what that's about. Because it didn't show up in my Bridges account. Every letter from Michigan Bridges is supposed to go through your account. That's what generates them. So if something's coming and you don't have notice in Bridges, be suspect. Because it could be your worker retaliating or it could be fraud. Like I said, Gretchen's kids are running amok and nobody is prosecuting anybody. So if your letters are coming in the mail but you don't see them in your Bridges account, It's your worker doing Tuesday, October 14th. Your worker's doing them offline, which they're not supposed to. So, but when people complain about you using curse word, when you're doing it all the time, yes. I mean, yeah, people could say, hey, your mouth, very offensive. But when somebody who rarely speaks like that, um, in a professional place, um, it's a sign something's wrong. And it's certainly inappropriate to threaten them or gaslight them with some kind of punitive measures when the reason why that they're using a curse word is because you've ignored what's happening to their family. Of course, people will get frustrated, and it's not like there's some, unseen phantom in the room that's causing this to happen. This is the person outside of their normal behavior, and they're repeatedly coming to you about the same things, but you're not addressing them. You're ignoring them. Therein is the problem. It's called gaslighting, and we deal with that at MDHHS. We deal with that at the housing agencies. We deal with it in our complex. We deal with it at the VA. So, yeah, sadly, sometimes I'm a poor witness of Christ because I'm tired of people screwing with my family.